gotta turn my bitch up, turn my bitch up, turn my bitch.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Hannahburnellw and welcome back to my channel. Okay, let me get all my disclaimers out the way first. One, don't zoom in on too much what's happening on my vanity. Yes, I just did clean it. This video is coming out before my vlog, so y'all know I'm doing a lot of things in this room where I'm filming in now. As you see, I'm back to my semi-normal get up, but if you see in my vanity mirror behind me that the window and everything else looks different, because there have been a lot of changes in this room. Second thing, I'm washing clothes, so if y'all hear my washing and drying in the background, mind your business, okay? Just know that my clothes are clean, okay? Yeah. So this video is a video that I kind of planned out loud in this week's vlog. Actually, when you get to the clip, you're gonna hear me talk about wanting to share some of this information with y'all. So yeah, this is my journal from Atlanta. Okay, so like, I'm not a real journaler. I got my first diary when I was like elementary, middle, you know, and that whole diary is dedicated to Justin Timberlake, and I'm not ashamed of it. That diary actually made it to middle school, and then I had a diary that lasted me from all of high school. I think like 10th grade, actually. It lasted me all of high school to most of college before I was maxed out of pages in that book. I remember begging my mom to get this Good Vibes only journal from the home store, and it cost $6.99. The sticker is still on the back. And I took it to ATL with me, not really knowing what to expect. And then when stuff started getting really bad, I started writing in it. I am not a super duper journaler. I don't journal every day. I haven't like journaled at all in I don't know how many years actually, because like this is like solely a coping mechanism for like bad situations where I want to document things. And I think some of this was me just trying to document what was happening in my life, because you only gonna get called crazy so many times before you realize that you need to keep receipts. Okay, so these I count and contribute these to like receipts of my mental health while I was living in Atlanta. And I'm not gonna cap, less than a fourth of this has actually been written in. Like, most of these pages are blank, okay? Damn near the whole notebook is blank. But like them first 20, 30 pages is some stuff in there. Okay, so November 27th is my first day, and it is kind of long. It is like 3 full pages. So I'm just gonna read November 27th, and I don't know how many of these I want to do, or how, like, I wanted to read some of these in bulk because some of these are really short and some of these are longer, but this one is going to be the only one I read today because it is 3 pages. So let's get into it. Okay, so November 27th 2017. I'm feeling very alone. I am the laborer, me alone. I have very little help with anything ever. I feel boxed up and shut in. I often feel as if I should have stayed home. I literally hate it here. And I am stuck here until I either finish with my lease or I'm evicted. Is that foreshadowing? Probably. I'm not really sure if I will survive it, honestly. I honestly feel like life might be better off somewhere else. I will probably be taking myself off birth control soon, as I can't afford it. I am trapped in a constant state of depression. I always asking myself, how did I get here? Exactly. By January 1st, I need to have a new job or something. I need to be able to move how I want, when I want. Every day is literally a struggle for me. I'm tired of crying about how I can't have shit. I'm tired of feeling boxed up in a cage. I'm tired of feeling wrong, guilty, worthless. Like, what's even the point of anything anymore? I had 2 really good jobs waiting for me back at home, and I left like a crazy person. There are so many things I'll never get back. I honestly just want to go home. I'm tired of being so unhappy. I used to cling to things I thought made me happy, and I have grown a lot in the meantime. but I'm still searching for the rest of the pieces. I often feel bad about leaving my mom by herself during this crazy time. What if things don't progress? What if things progress wildly? I could be home helping her instead of suffering here. I could have my own apartment back home for nearly nothing and still be able to pitch in. I feel like I'm letting her down. I feel like I'm letting everyone down. Hopefully when the girls get here, they'll make me feel normal, if only for a few days. I need something to level me out. Tomorrow I will try to have a productive day. I will try to get hired or at least check on some jobs. I need to find a way to charge my phone so that I can find a new job. I'll check again with Rainbow and see if there are any openings tomorrow. I cannot read. I'm going to start taking things into my own hands and start putting my foot down even more. It's completely crazy that the Black woman has to deal with and overcome much of the world alone. Too much is expected of us. Where are our men to help us with even our mental stability? Out with their friends, I guess. So we're living in Mechanicsville still. But we just got our apartment in Mechanicsville. And I'm gonna go ahead and read December 19th, 2017, because that's the next day that it jumps to, and it's like not even a full page. Blank claims he's done with me again. It's almost laughable at this point. I'm going to let him go through whatever feelings these are, but if I remain complacent, I'll never grow. So just like every other time he wanted to act up, he can go. Can't hold people to the standards they claim they hold themselves at, but put in zero work to be that person. I think I'm gonna buy my own puppy. I don't want to owe anybody anything. I'm going to start investing in myself full force, doing everything my way. Starting tomorrow, nobody will have to lie to me anymore about anything. Okay. So I definitely know towards the end of December, I was fed up, okay? And I think, I'm not sure if it was December. It had to be November or December. There was just a lot going on, even though we were in a new house, and things like our first few days in the house, me and him got into it about another girl. And then I know I went home and came back and there were rose petals falling out of a book bag. It looked like they were falling out of a book bag, or they had all just been pushed to one side of the room. I'm not really sure, but the book bag was over there, right? And there was a mason jar full of affirmations, and I can't remember if they were popsicle stick or written down on a foldable card, because I think I've done affirmations in the mason jar before for a boy I liked, and I hand wrote them. So it looked suspicious. I remember taking a picture of those and sending that to him and being like, "Up, you caught." And he was just like, "It's not what it looks like." I went to basically a kickback / dinner party at one of his friend girls' houses, and this is what came home with everybody. But I'm not that damn stupid. So I know a lot of these feelings were wrapped up in that. A lot of these feelings were also wrapped up in the fact that, you know, like I was working, and even though he was working too, like the money just wasn't adding up, or like I had to pay more sometimes, and also the light bill was in my name. So I was paying rent and light bill by myself. And it was a lot for me, just only having one job, serving hookah, working 3 or 4 nights at the week. And the only time I really had access to my car was when I had to go to work. And then sometimes I didn't have access to my car because he worked so far away. I would literally like have to either Uber to my job from my apartment that was right around the corner, or I had to walk. There were a couple times in December and January where I literally walked to work. In the hood, okay? I walked to work. I walked from Mechanicsville to Peachtree. Like, I walked to work. It's uber fucking dangerous. And me, I'm just like, I got a charge phone and a taser, and hopefully that's enough. And a coat. Hopefully that's enough. So yeah, my mental health during this time was like not the best. I wasn't 100% to the point of being, I'm lying. Between November 27th and December 19th, I definitely was having bouts of suicidal thoughts, but nothing in comparison to living in Sandy Springs. Nothing. So yeah, like, I don't know. I don't really know what else to explain or to say, because the major events that happened during that time were there was an episode. Nope, this was January. See, I'm jumbling them up all together. Brianne came to visit me in Atlanta, and she got to witness witness what an altercation between us looked like, and like about the topic, the subject matter, what it looked like for me to even like be escalated to that point. And she ain't never seen that before, so it was a lot for everybody in the house. It was definitely an interesting time, but it wasn't a long time, because by February we were evicted. We moved in like in October and we were out by February. So some of these are different. Some of these get a little bit more intense. I do write about us getting evicted, but it was like right after we got evicted. But yeah, some of these are intense. But really, the feelings that I was feeling during that time, you know, I definitely could not go anywhere because I didn't have a ride. All I could do was go to work. All I could do was just be the breadwinner and provide money. By the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken, no. So one of our other friends was living with us at this time. The older girl that was living with us, she was cool. She was there for some of the mess, but she was out working. She was very stable and a good provider, okay? Everybody wasn't getting charged the same amount in the house to live in the house, you know? And so we did have to carry the burden of paying the majority of the rent. And sometimes that did fall on me. And that's okay, because we did it, we lived through it, we survived it, and we know better now. But yeah, so those were like the beginning of dark times. I know that I used to like DoorDash or Uber Eats food a lot, and the majority of the food that I was eating was literally rice and beans, because I was like kind of putting myself on a diet, because this is when I was starting to gain a little bit of weight, right? I was creeping into the 130s. I was creeping into the 140s. I was in the 130s. And so I was beginning to gain a little bit of weight, and I wasn't feeling like myself. I didn't look like myself. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel safe. And I don't know, I was really, really just going through, like, I sat by myself with so many of my own feelings and emotions about how miserable I was for a very long time. Like, I had it was almost being in solitary confinement. Like, I was either at work or I was shut up at the house by myself. Like, literally, that was it. And it was to the point where, like, I didn't like going to work, but 100% of the time, damn near, that I lived in Atlanta, I looked forward to going to work, because I didn't have to be home and I could have that human interaction, even if it was only for a few hours, so that I wouldn't have to be by myself. Like, I would much rather be at work, because at least I knew I was being productive with my time, instead of having my time wasted and being lied to every 30 seconds, because I was always being lied to. But yeah, like, those are those days, and hopefully we can turn this into a series until I've read all of them. Like I said, it isn't that many, so we might get like 4 or 5 videos out of this notebook. But yeah, mental health was at like peak, and not even like peak, I was almost at the peak. I was like in the middle of being just absolutely ready to not be here anymore. So yeah, kind of heavy, not a happy video, sorry. But we're gonna be all right. So thanks for checking out my video for today. This is a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video on this channel. And also make sure you're following me on all forms of social media at Hannahburnellw, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
That savage love you, girl. You know that savage love you.